The University of South Africa prides itself for being the African university, shaping futures in the service of humanity. We congratulate all our students for having walked this journey with us. And today, we celebrate you for having successfully completed your qualifications. To you we say, Halala. To all our graduates and diplomandi in this ceremony, please pay attention to the following instructions. For degree qualifications, a graduations officer will signal degree candidates to rise and approach the stage. You will need to have your seat ticket and the yellow photography card in your right hand with your hood already draped over your shoulders. One of the official photography officers will take the yellow photography card from you. A graduations officer will then indicate to you where you need to wait at the bottom of the stairs and when you may proceed to go up onto the stage and stand on the mat with feet markers next to the podium. You will hand in your seat card to the dean or college representative. Turn and face the audience and look towards the photographer for your first on-stage photograph. The dean or college representative will announce your details and hand you back your seat card. You will then proceed towards the Chancellor, Vice Chancellor or Acting Vice Chancellor and kneel with your right knee on the stool. At this point, your degree will be conferred. You will then proceed to the next official who will congratulate you by shaking your hand. Continue towards the registrar standing at the end of the stage. Turn and face the audience and remember to stand on the mat with feet markers in front of the registrar and smile for the camera. A second on-stage photograph will be taken at that moment. Leave the stage by the stairs closest to the registrar. Proceed to the table at the far right to receive your certificate. After receiving your certificate, proceed down the stairs to the foyer area where a head and shoulders photograph will be taken. You will then be directed to return to your seat. For postgraduate and undergraduate diploma candidates, you will also be wearing your hoods before entering the hall. You will be signaled by a graduations officer to rise and approach the stage. You need to have your seat ticket and the yellow photography card in your right hand. A graduations officer will then indicate to you where you need to wait at the bottom of the stairs and when you may proceed to go up to the stage and stand on the mat with feet markers next to the podium. You will hand your seat card to the dean or college representative. Turn and face the audience and look towards the photographer for your first on-stage photograph. The dean or college representative will announce your details and hand you back your seat card. Proceed towards the registrar standing at the end of the stage. Stop in front of the registrar and stand on the mat with feet markers. Turn and face the audience. Your second on-stage photograph will be taken at that moment. Leave the stage by the stairs closest to the registrar. Proceed to the table on the far right of the stage to receive your certificate. After receiving your certificate, proceed down the stairs to the foyer area where a head and shoulders photograph will be taken. You will then be directed to return to your seat. We hope that you will enjoy this occasion.
Whatever the setbacks of the moment, nothing can stop us now. Whatever the difficulties, Africa shall be at peace. However improbable it may sound to the skeptics, Africa will prosper.
Education is the light. By the virtue of powers vested upon me this morning as the Acting Vice-Chancellor, I constitute this gathering a gathering which is the congregation of the University of South Africa for the graduation ceremony. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I see there's a girl there. Please join us as we celebrate through meditation, prayer, as we give thanks for the achievements being celebrated this morning. If you could go on a silent prayer, please. You may be seated. I'm trying to get my notes, actually, and boom. Thabo Bester's picture just comes on. Unbelievable, huh? Unbelievable. The Chancellor, in his absentia, His Excellency Dr. Mvuyela Thabo Mbeki, the Vice-Chancellor, in her absentia, who's the head of the institution, Professor Puleng Linkebula, to the graduates' family, alumni, cousins, aunts, uncles, friends, children, guardians, supporters, funders, and most importantly to you, the graduating class of 2022-2023, good morning. Sanbunan, Molweni, Huemor, Jambo, all protocol is observed. My name is Professor Tenjiwe Meyiwa. I'm the Vice Principal responsible for research and postgraduate studies, and I couldn't be happier to see the number of red gowns this morning. You make me look good. They belong to me. They may be yours, but they belong to me. This ceremony should take about a little less than 2 hours or thereabout. It has 5 sessions. This part that I'm doing right now, which is the introductory section. After that section, we shall have the Chancellor's address. The Chancellor is the tutelar head of the university. Actually, graduations belong to the Chancellor. We do this work on his behalf, and that is His Excellency Dr. Thabo Mbeki, the previous president of this country. After that address, we will then have our graduates being presented to the stage. That will be the third part. Thereafter, we shall have the singing of the anthem. But before that, we also actually, because we're 150 years, we shall actually enjoy the video a few minutes after the Chancellor's address, I think. And then we will close the ceremony. That will be the 5th part. This morning, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I'm accompanied on behalf of the Chancellor and Vice-Chancellor, colleagues who are officiating, as well as a number of our supervisors whom we give credit to for the 5 red-gowned colleagues. You know, as you join the club, we call you that we are celebrating this morning. And of course, all the other graduates are very important equally. They're nearly red-gowned. So we hope. The colleagues that are accompanying me this morning to present this ceremony is Dr. Mukhobu. He's the Principal for Institutional Development and Transformation. We also have the Acting Registrar who is holding ceremonially students this morning. That is Mr. Matthews Gogong. We have the Executive Director for Risk and Compliance, Ms. Mamabolo. From the college representatives, we have two colleges that are represented this morning, the College of Science, Engineering and Technology, as well as the College of Agriculture and Environmental Sciences. Colleagues that are representing the college are Professor Likala, who's the voice of the Chancellor, whom he has sent to present his address this morning. He's the Director of School of Science. We have Professor Singh, who is the head of department within the College of Science, Engineering and Technology. From the College of Agriculture and Environmental Sciences, we have Professor Makano, who is the Executive Dean of the college, as well as the Chair of Department, Head of Department, Dr. Semenya, within the college. We want to welcome also and very much appreciate a number of colleagues who have made the red-gowned students, colleagues that we have this morning. These are supervisors that we have: Professor Njuho, Professor Kumalo, Professor Dlamini, Professor Krieg. I didn't see him, Professor Krieg, she's not in the audience. Professor Prinsloo, Professor Mini, Professor Tikana, and Professor Mudau. Those are the professors. You'll be learning more about them as we present red-gowned students this morning. You'll learn more about who we shall be having as our doctoral doctors this morning. Students, today we have 194 of you. Not all of you will be here, of course. UNISA graduates more than 50,000 students per year. I thought you will actually be alarmed, because most universities don't even have that number made up of their entire universities on their books, their staff, visitors who come, service providers, everybody. They can't even make that number. That's the number that we give to the labor market of this country, this continent, and internationally as well, international university. We're the only international university in South Africa that's tasked to do this work. I'm happy to let you know that we have that number, and it's a number that's made up of, obviously, looking around, this is confirming my statistics, is quite gender balanced. And for the hard sciences, that's very crucial for us at UNISA. We are 150 years this year. We have 31 campuses across all the 9 provinces. More than half of all Black African chartered accountants in South Africa are UNISA graduates. A sign that we usher out each year 50,000 plus graduates into the labor market. A huge number of that is made up of chartered accountants that come from this university. I'll talk about this later a little. Students, graduates, you've done well. You're about to walk the graduation stage, to walk the red carpet. Today, you exemplify what our Chancellor Thabo Mbeki believes is a recipe for success, where you never give up, where you put in your work and not become despondent and unhappy because times may have changed. And I'm happy to actually see you this morning as the acting Vice-Chancellor and also acting on behalf of the Chancellor, who says congratulations to you. He's very sad that he can't make it this morning. And indeed, you've worked hard. You've exemplified what hard work is about. And for us at UNISA, it means that this means a lot. Because starting in the fashion that you do, and more so under the circumstances that we've had about 3 years ago, you will know that you've worked much more harder and stayed the course throughout all these seasons that were hard seasons. Hence, today is the zenith. It's the ultimate. You've reached the peak. Eh? You've done it. Well done. We are acknowledging the height of your excellent efforts at UNISA through a red carpet. Now, we don't take this very lightly. Every morning, we clean it up, deep clean, just for you, okay? Because you'll have your moment. This is why each person walks the red carpet alone, for us to capture the moment, and not just only capture it for our archives, but for the World Wide Web archives. So when you walk the red carpet, remember that the world, in less than 3 hours, will be seeing you. So whatever you do here, it will not be only captured by the world, it will not be on YouTube, it will not be on our archives, but it will be a history, a testimony of your hard work. And a history and testimony that your great-grandchildren will say, ugogo, umkhulu, did it well. So when you have this moment on the stage, savor it quite well, eh? Celebrate it accordingly, in style. In my language, isiZulu is saying, kunzise matoleni, meaning that you get to where you get because you were amenable, available, agreeing to be mentored. A number of graduates did not make this day, but you did. Therefore, as you walk the graduation stage, you will be going to where I was standing. You have a kneeler there. You may have been informed about this, but I find students making mistakes again, graduates making mistakes. That's called a kneeler. It is representative of you formally, ceremonially receiving your degree. You will kneel, you actually have to kneel there unless there's something wrong with your physique, which you will understand, but ceremonially you kneel with both knees or one knee. And as you do that, you lower your head. Many of you, of course, you will have been doing this not for the first time, but still, I find sometimes red gown people getting confused. Then I will be tapping you, which is ceremonial in that fashion. Then you'll walk down to where the registrar is at the extreme end, Mr. Kokong, who will be ceremonially hooding you, because how we hood now is then you come hooded. At this juncture, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go to a moment of the Chancellor, tutelar head, His Excellency, Dr. Thabo Mbeki's address. He sent his address through Professor Likala to deliver the address. Prof. Likala, over to you, please, sir.
Good morning. Madam Acting Vice-Chancellor, let me start by thanking you for the warm words of welcome and the privilege that is given to me to speak at this august occasion. In the absentia, I extend this thanks and gratitude to the Chancellor of this great university, His Excellency, former President Mbeki, for this is the Chancellor's address after all, and to our Principal and Vice-Chancellor, Professor Puleng Lengabula. I further extend my vote of thanks to other members of the executive management of UNISA present here. And finally, and perhaps more importantly, I pass my greetings to our soon-to-be graduates, our graduates who will be receiving certificates for their qualifications this morning. They are, after all, the sole reason why we are gathered here today. Congratulations to you all. You look very fantastic, beautiful indeed. And a very good morning to the parents, friends, colleagues of our graduates who have come here to bear testimony to their achievements. And let me begin by saying, when I was tasked with the responsibility to deliver this Chancellor's address, I had many thoughts and many ideas and many themes that I wanted to talk about, but at the end, this did not come to anything. Because at the end, mindful of where, as a country, we come from and where we are in terms of the myriad challenges that we have, I thought I should pose the question to the graduates rather than express my thoughts. And then I will be done. And that will be the end of the Chancellor's address. But to that end, Madam Acting Vice Chancellor, I thought that it would be prudent to ask the following question to our graduates. To say to them, once they have received their degrees, their diplomas, each one of them should ask oneself a question that says, come tomorrow, where will I be? What will I do? Why will I do what I will be doing? Madam Acting Vice Chancellor, just to make sure that I don't lose anybody, I just want to repeat this. Where will I be? What will I do? And why will I do what I'm doing? Personally, coming from a background in the natural sciences, I'm alive to the fact that in general, what we do, we try to do it for the betterment of humanity. And that is to make life easy and livable for ordinary people. I won't have to go into details here, Madam Acting Vice Chancellor, but suffice to quote the words of the American astrophysicist Carl Sagan, when he said, we live in a society exquisitely dependent on science and technology, in which hardly anyone knows anything about science and technology. However, today I'm asking our graduates the question I just stated, because as revelations come out from various commissions, various investigations by investigative journalists, and revelations by whistleblowers, our country is in a very serious state of affairs. There are too numerous to mention, Madam Acting Vice Chancellor. The point of what happened at the University of Hertford here, it's one such a sorry state of affairs, that our graduates, when they finish here and they go into their respective places of work, they will encounter such deeds. Indeed, Madam Acting Vice Chancellor, the lesson we can all learn from all this is that as a country, we were and maybe still are at the precipice of being a failed state. As a nation, we were, and some may still argue, that we are hanging on a cliff of abyss beyond which we may not return. And hence a call to these graduates who have the expertise and the know-how to turn things around. And hence my question, Madam Acting Vice Chancellor, which I restate to them: where will I be? What will I do? Why I will do what I'm doing? It is important to ask this question, Madam Acting Vice Chancellor, because of the reasons that I've just stated. But these things that happened, they did not happen because by some miracle, they did happen because some people who were in positions of responsibility or power did not do what they were supposed to do, nor did they interrogate and ask relevant questions that would have directed the activities towards the betterment of the society, as our Constitution, especially Chapter 2 of the Bill of Rights demands. And here I do say to all of us that principles matter, and here I mean ethical principle. Therefore, to our graduates, I say, have ethical principle in the spaces where you work or soon to find work. Madam Acting Vice Chancellor, and in his absentia, Our Excellency, Dr. Mbeki, it is my considered view that the midst of all what just said, our soon-to-be graduates of today, in my opinion, are a very blessed group because they have the mirror in which they can reflect and think how to positively contribute. Also, they have their qualifications during the Freedom Month, a month when in new democracy that we, the older ones, so long longed for, was born on the 27th April 1994. In passing, Madam Acting Vice Chancellor, I reminded them that in a period of about a month and a few days, it will be Africa Day, and they will use that as well to reflect about the AU 2063 agenda and what they can do to contribute. Thinking of the Freedom Day, one will be forgiven to ask the question, are we, as citizens of South Africa, enjoying the fruits of this freedom that so many laid their lives for? Thinking of Africa Day, I request each of our graduates today to do their utmost to better the lives of the citizens of our mother Africa. Agenda 2063 must be realized and can only be realized if our graduates are alive to its aspirations. And after all, UNISA's vision is the African University in the service of humanity. It is indeed important to remind ourselves of these responsibilities by echoing the words of one of South African eminent poet and social activist, Ingwapele Malingwane, when he wrote and said, "Africa my beginning, Africa my ending." In whatever you will be doing from now onwards, remind yourself of these words of wisdom. For in doing so, you will be assisting greatly to avoid what I earlier described as a sorry state of affairs of our country and our continent, of course. At some point in your lives, dear graduates, you will be confronted with these challenges where you must make choices. The choice or the choices you make will tell us a lot about your character. In the words of the Chinese philosopher Lao Tzu, and I quote, "You watch your thoughts, they become your words. You watch your words, they become your actions. You watch your actions, they become your habits. You watch your habits, it becomes your character. Watch your character, it becomes your destiny." Madam Vice Chancellor, I'm hopeful that as UNISA, we have taught our graduates well enough so that we can in future be proud of their character and thus their destiny. It is always painful to have to remind ourselves of the obvious that I just stated, but of the obvious, Madam Acting Vice Chancellor, we must remind ourselves if need be. Unfortunately, but poignantly, in the words of Julius Caesar, and I quote, "Faced with choice, humanity has the propensity to choose the path detrimental to herself." And I hope our graduates will not fall in that. That we keep on avoiding becoming a failed state, as the evidence from what I've mentioned earlier indicates, did not happen, in my opinion, by miracle or some intervention from some deity, epistemologists aside. It happened because some women and men in position of responsibilities and influence had to make choices and speak out. It happens because people interrogated what was happening in their spaces, made choices that are in the best interest for the betterment of our country, often at a heavy price. One has to mention that. Let me therefore hasten to say to our graduates, it will not be easy when you come across such situations where you have to make choices. It is never easy to speak out truth to power, as the saying goes. But as alumni of UNISA, you should be alive to our commitments that we want to define tomorrow and reclaim Africa's intellectual futures. You have to, and in fact, we demand that you do so that you carry the brand UNISA with dignity. Before I conclude, Madam Acting Vice Chancellor, let me again remind our graduates of what I just said at the beginning. I mentioned that I was not going to answer the question that I posed, but I will try to assist our graduates on how to answer this nonetheless. In trying to do so, I remind our graduates of the profound words of wisdom and encouragement attributed to one of the heroes and the doyen of the South African liberation struggle, in whose name our admin building is named, one Oliver Reginald Tambo. And I quote, "Say nothing, do nothing, and become nothing." I therefore want to end my address by echoing these words of wisdom to you as our graduates, and encourage you to, and demand you, in fact, not encourage, to go out there and say something when the situation calls for it, and do something when the situation demands that you do that, and you shall, each one of you, become somebody, to paraphrase the words of one Oliver Reginald Tambo. To this end, Madam Acting Vice Chancellor, I remind our graduates again of the wise words of wisdom from our father of democracy, Nelson Rolihlahla Mandela, because it's going to be difficult. But he said, and I quote, "It always seems impossible until it is done." After the conferment of your degrees and diplomas, I'm sure each one of you will be proud of oneself. You overcame all the challenges that were there to be where you are today. I want to believe that Julius Caesar summarizes your pains and challenges when he said, and I quote, "Veni, vidi, vici," and loosely translated into English, Madam Acting Vice Chancellor, it says, "I came, I saw, I conquered." And I want to believe that our beautiful graduates here, they came to UNISA, they received the education that we tried our best to give with all the challenges, and they have conquered. I congratulate you all for all your achievements. Thank you, Madam Vice Chancellor, Acting Vice Chancellor.
Can I confirm that we're doing the video? Okay.
shall be at peace. However improbable it may sound to the skeptics, Africa will prosper. Can stop us now. Whatever the difficulties, Africa shall be at peace. However improbable it may sound to the skeptics, Africa will prosper.
Education is the light in a dark room. It's the spark of a dream, a passport to the future, and the seed of generational change. Through education, we reflect on yesterday and define tomorrow. UNISA stands at the pinnacle of education through open distance e-learning with a footprint of students in 130 countries worldwide. Rooted in South Africa and the African continent, UNISA can truly claim to be the African university in the service of humanity. Since the founding of the university in 1873 as an examining body, we have been a trailblazer. UNISA is the first and only institution in South Africa to carry our country's name with pride and the first public university in the world to exclusively teach by means of distance education, an ever-changing dynamic university with a global reach. UNISA's history spans the entire modern history of South Africa, opening up a world of academic study opportunities to former activists and struggle heroes, thought leaders, business people, legal experts, acclaimed entertainers, and sports stars. The university takes pride in the more than 900,000 alumni making their mark in diverse fields and capacities. At UNISA, the World Wide Web is our educational playground, but we also have beautiful and impressive campuses. UNISA's Makelneek campus is located in the city of Tshwane and is a major landmark of the capital city. We encouraged our students to communicate with the university via online platforms, but you can visit the UNISA's Sunnyside campus, the perfect setting for students to engage with fellow students over a cup of inspiration. The Science Campus in Florida, Johannesburg, is designed to meet the education and research needs of students in a range of programs, including agriculture, nature conservation, consumer sciences, engineering, computing, and physics, to name a few. Students in the sciences now have access to UNISA's own laboratories, housing some of the most state-of-the-art infrastructure and laboratory equipment available. Distance learning requires that you study at your own time and in your own space, but that doesn't mean you're on your own. You can also visit a UNISA regional center to get advice, meet other students, make use of UNISA services, have conversations with counselors, and use our academic libraries. We offer an unparalleled range of study choices, ranging from short courses and certificate programs to 3- and 4-year degrees, diplomas, as well as master's and doctoral degrees, with close to 380,000 current students. Our rich tapestry of study disciplines includes the College of Accounting Sciences, Agriculture and Environmental Sciences, Economic and Management Sciences, Education, Graduate Studies, Human Sciences, Law, Science, Engineering and Technology, and the Graduate School of Business Leadership, as well as the Thabo Mbeki School of Public and International Affairs. As a comprehensive open-distance e-learning pioneer, UNISA is known for delivering well-designed, interactive study material and integrated student support. Students have access to a menu of support services ranging from face-to-face tutorials and academic literacy services to study groups and e-tutors. One of UNISA's main aims is to harness the new and emerging potential in information and communication technology, catapulting the university into a truly digital future. To this end, examinations are conducted on college-specific exam portals and are accessed from the My Exams portal. UNISA is well placed to address society's most demanding challenges by using research to meaningfully transform the lives of those in our communities. To that end, UNISA is working towards instituting the following catalytic niche areas: marine studies, aviation and aeronautical studies, automotive studies, energy studies, space study and square kilometer array, fourth industrial revolution and digitalization, natural sciences, health studies or medicine, feminist, womanist, Bosadi theorizations, and student support and co-curricular activities. As Africa's leading open distance e-learning university, UNISA strives to keep up with the constantly evolving higher education landscape in order to serve our students to the best of our ability. We can reflect with great pride on the past 150 years of transformational education, and we are confident in our ability to succeed.
Thank you, multimedia team, for complimenting Prof. Ligala's Chancellor's address on principles, that we don't only work with the academic content, but also with principles and principles that are ethical in their nature. Thanks, Prof. Ligala. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this is a very short ceremony. We request that much of it, as it shall, be taken up by our doctoral graduates. We request you to stay for the entire time. The very first graduate is as important as the very last one. Please accompany us in honoring each and every one of them by staying put. By the virtues of the powers entrusted upon me this morning as the Acting Vice Chancellor, I shall now proceed to confer the degrees and diplomas of the universities on the candidates whose names appear in the program, and at this juncture, I now request the representatives of the colleges to present the candidates to me.
Madam Acting Vice Chancellor, I have the honor to introduce to you Lyson Chaya for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy. I request his supervisor, Professor Peter Njiho, to read the citation in support of the conferment of the degree.
In this thesis, entitled Analysis of Linear Mixed Models with an Extension to 3 or More Factors, each having both fixed and random levels, he constructs models that are used to analyze studies involving factors, each with both fixed and random levels. The fixed levels allow for specific comparisons, whereas the random levels assess for the within-factor variability. His findings contribute to the body of knowledge by proposing an analysis procedure for partitioned and combined linear mixed models, flexible options for using alternative covariance structures when the equal error variance assumptions fail are proposed. His work has applications in industries and agricultural experiments.
Madam Acting Vice Chancellor, I have the honor to request you to confer on Lyson Chaya the degree of Doctor of Philosophy.
confer the degree of Doctor of Philosophy on Lyson Chaka. Congratulations, Dr. Chaka.
Madam Acting Vice Chancellor, I have the honor to introduce to you Anastasia Dlamini for the degree of Doctoral Philosophy. I request her supervisor, Professor Kumalo, to read the citation in support of the conferment of the degree.
In her thesis entitled Chaotic Dynamics for Fractional Processes and Fractal Structures in Applied Sciences, she considered the application of the recently proposed integral and differential operators known as the fractional derivatives and integrals. These have opened doors to ongoing research in different fields of science, engineering, and technology. These operators are a convolution of the fractal derivative with the generalized Mittal-Leffler function, the power law, and the exponential decay law. In this study, she extended the work by applying these operators to two three-dimensional nonlinear chaotic systems, the Lorentz chaotic system and the modified stretch-twist-fold flow. Ms. Dlamini, or Dr. Dlamini now, was co-supervised with Professor Frank Donkmokufo.
Madam Acting Vice Chancellor, I have the honor to request you to confer on Anastasia Dlamini the degree of Doctor of Philosophy.
Doctors do get confused too, despite all the people. I confer the degree of Doctor of Philosophy on Anastasia Dlamini. Congratulations, Dr. Dlamini.
Madam Acting Vice Chancellor, I have the honor to introduce to you Wilson Bamise Adiosin for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy. I request his supervisor, Professor Harold Prinsloo, to read the citation in support of the conferment of the degree.
Madam Acting Vice Chancellor, in his thesis entitled The Effect of Environmental Factors on the Metabolomic Profile and the Antimicrobial Activities of Helichrysum aeronitens, he highlights the impact of climate change on the important medicinal plant Helichrysum aeronitens. Seasonal variation, especially water availability in different geographical locations, is proven to have a detrimental impact on the chemical profile and antimicrobial properties of the plant. Using metabolomic techniques based on nuclear magnetic resonance and liquid chromatography, mass spectrometry, and antimicrobial assays, he observes that chlorogenic acids are significantly reduced in warmer and drier regions, and the medicinal activity of the plants are negatively affected. The changes in chlorogenic acid production is a result of varying climate raise serious concerns about the efficacy of medicinal plants in changing climate patterns.
Madam Acting Vice Chancellor, I have the honor to request you to confer on Wilson Bamise Odiosun the degree of Doctor of Philosophy.
I confer the degree of a Doctor of Philosophy on Wilson Bamise Addison. Congratulations, Dr. Wilson Bamise Addison. Well done.
Madam Acting Vice Chancellor, I have the honor to introduce to you Joseph Mahole Kotani for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy. I request his supervisor, Professor Simpiwe Mini, to read the citation in support of the conferment of the degree.
The Acting Vice Chancellor, Professor Meyiwe, Joseph, in his thesis entitled Government Employees Housing Scheme, Housing Crisis and Opportunities for Government Employees in Gauteng in South Africa, he investigated the impact on those public workers who do not qualify for housing government subsidies, who also do not qualify for housing loans for financial institutions. Evidence from empirical research pointed to the socio-economic struggles experienced by those who fall into this gap. He makes a valuable contribution to the body of knowledge in the field by proposing housing provision as a tool for improving the quality of life for workers in this category. The proposed model provides educative support for public and private institutions, enhancing their understanding of housing provision as a tool for improving the quality of life. Thank you.
Madam Acting Vice Chancellor, I have the honor to request you to confer on Joseph Mahole Kotani the degree of Doctor of Philosophy.
I confer the degree of Doctor of Philosophy on Joseph Mahole Kotane. Congratulations, Dr. Joseph Mahole Kotane. Well done.
Madam Acting Vice Chancellor, I have the honor to introduce to you Lesecha Jacob Ledwaba for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy. I request his supervisor, Professor Sibongile Tekana, to read the citation in support of the conferment of the degree.
Thank you, Vice Chancellor, Professor Meyiwe, Acting Professor Meyiwe. In his thesis entitled Economic Potential and Challenges on Usage of Monsonia baekiana in the Capricorn district of the Limpopo province, South Africa, he identifies the economic potential and challenges of consumers using Monsonia baekiana specialty. He identifies determinants of the level of consumer satisfaction as well as consumers' willingness to pay and their demand for Monsonia baekiana. He employs the multinomial logistic regression, ordered probit, and negative binomial models for analysis. The study provides an adaptation framework and policy recommendation. Thank you.
Madam Acting Vice-Chancellor, I have the honor to request you to confer on Leseja Jacob Ledwaba the degree of Doctor of Philosophy.
So proud of you. I confer the degree of Doctor of Philosophy on Leseja Jacob Ledwaba. Congratulations, Dr. Ledwaba. Well done.
Madam Acting Vice-Chancellor, I have the honor to introduce to you Manda Rambauli for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy. The supervisor was Professor Fatuani Modau, and the co-supervisor was Professor Michael Antwi. Because they are not present, it is my privilege to read the citation in support of the conferment of the degree. In his thesis entitled Smallholder Farmers' Knowledge, Awareness, Accessibility, Satisfaction, and Challenges of Plant Clinics in Limpopo Province, South Africa, he thoroughly investigates what are the smallholder farmers' determinants affecting the functionality of plant health clinics. Building on this and using a mixed method approach, he identified factors that hinder the functionality of plant health clinics. He subsequently developed a plant health clinics framework for the benefit of farmers to adequately address plant pests and diseases problems in order to maximize food production and security. The study contributes towards enhancing farmers' efficiency through plant clinics, advisory for the management, control of plant pests and diseases at a production level. Madam Acting Vice-Chancellor, I have the honor to request you to confer on Manda Rambauli the degree of Doctor of Philosophy.
I confer the degree of Doctor of Philosophy on Manda Rambauli. Congratulations, Dr. Rambauli. Well done.
Madam Acting Vice-Chancellor, Jennifer Noinoi Lekau receives the degree of Master of Science in the College of Agriculture and Environmental Sciences.
Madam Acting Vice Chancellor, Lutendo Leslie receives the degree of Master of Science in the College of Science, Engineering and Technology. The degree was obtained with distinction. Madam Acting Vice Chancellor, the following candidates received the degree of Bachelor of Science Honors. Ashvir Ajuda. Irage Yves Badera. Mango Poli Gina Mabawane. Rendane Calvin Madozi. Kulani Excellent Mhlongo. Tado Kim Murare. Keletso Advice Rafelile. Patricia Nkumeleni Menge Ramaide. Musima Mildred Ramuiponi. Khabo John Slomo. Trevor Komozo Sinyane, degree obtained with distinction. Memory Tavengerwe Samurai Rira, or degree obtained with distinction. Tembisile Tabitha Skosana. Christopher Simon Tonton. Madam Acting Vice Chancellor, the following candidates received the degree of Bachelor of Commerce Honors. Philippus Jacobs Gibson. Priyal Hira, degree obtained with distinction. Madam Acting Vice Chancellor, the following candidates received the degree of Bachelor of Engineering Technology Honors. Nunurai Chirarara. Mano Archibald Gwinda. Joseph Malungane. Sulaule Calvin Mkhalidze. Winnie Mtetwa. Lovemore Mugwagwa, degree obtained with distinction. Ethan Ross Powell, the degree obtained with distinction.
Madam Acting Vice Chancellor, the following candidates received the degree of Bachelor of Science Honors. Naomi Mamaropeng Apani. Mantsatsi Pabalelo Chilwani. Sophie Ntabiseng Dintweng. Esther Mapete Mafoko. Malebo Mamoloko Maifo. Athaizan Malomani. Ovias Manier. Zintle Pretty Mbeka. Nomvula Moji Monama. Cedar Genevieve Moodley. Karabo Tinyekom CV, the degrees obtained with distinction. Matlo Puseletso Nkadimeng. Keletso Lydia Nko. Murahane Antoinette Ramushu. Mukiti Charlotte Rankapole. Utivi Knowledge Shibambo. Tracy Lee Fermark, the degrees obtained with distinction.
Madam Acting Vice Chancellor, the following candidates received the degree of Baccalaureus Technologia. Pumla Stembela Jali. Magwena Patricia Makolane. Lekhalimeji Simon Mamawulo. Chimangazo Evidence Mugwebo. Madam Acting Vice Chancellor, the following candidates received the degree of Bachelor of Science. Innocent Mabasa. Owen Ngungwane. Zagira Bags.
Madam Acting Vice Chancellor, the following candidates received the degree of Bachelor of Science in the College of Agriculture and Environmental Sciences. Sarah Nonkululeko Hlachwayo. Lynn Kloppers. Jemina Abigail Buitumelo Letsualo, the degrees obtained with distinction. Tabang Make. Josephine Kanida Manik Kum. Horatius Haulatle Marumola. Natalie Marks. Mahlohonolo Mashaba. Franz Kashani Masoja. Teresa Khotatso Mukwena. Precious Putiso Nobonga. Tarin N. O'Brien. Monet was the degrees obtained with distinction. Bashara Omobolanle Oye Bode. Tebogo Butsi Alfred Ramorog. Yumna Ramsingh. Davida Ann Smith. Zandeli Vermeulen, the degrees obtained with distinction. Chanteli Felion, the degrees obtained with distinction. Madam Acting Vice Chancellor, the following candidate received the degree of Baccalaureus Technologiae, Sizo Theodora Klaba. Madam Acting Vice Chancellor, the following candidates received the degree of Bachelor of Consumer Science. Christine Angela Brown. Palesa Mulwantwa, the degree is obtained with distinction. Kabelo Terence Muloto. Madam Acting Vice Chancellor, Masukana Isaac Chweni receives the degree of Bachelor of Arts.
Madam Acting Vice Chancellor, the following candidate received the degree of Bachelor of Engineering Technology Honours. Mercedes Mali.
Madam Acting Vice Chancellor, the diploma candidates will now be introduced to you. Chifaro Ashley Muribudi, the diploma is obtained with distinction. Ntlamulo Floyd Baloyi. Madam Acting Vice Chancellor, the following candidates received the diploma in the College of Agriculture and Environmental Sciences. Session Reni Rita Mulamuledi Daga. Lauren Ashley de Klerk. Lauren Ashley de Klerk, the degree is obtained with distinction. Letlohonolo Monica Kotsokwani. Lesego Maidi Lebibi. Kifilwe Magdalene Maimani, diploma obtained with distinction. Tintswalo Trifina Matebula.
Madam Acting Vice Chancellor, the following candidates received their diploma in the College of Science, Engineering and Technology. Eduna Bezuidenhout, diploma obtained with distinction. Congratulations. Lelisha Gungundal. Tomilo Lesatlo. Madam Acting Vice-Chancellor, the following candidates receive the National Diploma. Wiko Bais. Gideon Fritz Erasmus. Patrick Kosa. Well done, Patrick. Impo, come back. Wait for me to announce your name. Impo is extremely excited. Impo Lekhalana. Now you may go. Precious Mashamba. Precious. Holusani Matoba. Congratulations. Maria Mahavala Rifalua. Did I butcher your name? Moses Mgidi. Congratulations. Francina Machalana. Francina. Simon Tavojo Mokhana. Mokwena. Shadrach and Glover. Congratulations, Shadrach. Oh. Jacqueline Netstutuna. Congratulations. Joel Sibavia. Joel, congratulations. Arno Stein. Congratulations. Adrian van der Merwe.
We wait for all our graduates to get seated, even to the last one. And I must thank you for your resilience. As I promised, it's still below 2 hours, actually. It's an honor this morning, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, to render congratulatory remarks to all our graduates. Graduates of the colleges of engineering, science, and technology. I'm sorry, I didn't realize that not all of you were seated already. I'll wait for them. That's how precious you are to us. My team had told me that everybody is seated. They let me down. Graduates were the graduates from the colleges of engineering, science, and technology, from the College of Agriculture and Environmental Sciences. This is the colleges that are in the science campus that you would have learnt about through the video. One of these colleges is ranked #1 with Northwest University, as well as University of Stellenbosch, under the degrees that they offer in engineering. Now, this is something that's huge for UNISA because we are a distance learning education, but we fairly, according to the rankings that are international rankings, we fare and actually are on par, if not do better, than universities that have all the time and they don't have the number of students that we have. We have almost 500,000 students in our books. Also, the college that we congratulated this morning was the College of Economic and Management Sciences. We had 3 colleges, and this you will have seen, colleagues, that it is determined by the colors that they wear. The colors of the hoods that they wear match the colors of their colleges. It is therefore an honor for me to have officiated this morning on behalf of the Chancellor, who's the head of graduations, and the Vice Chancellor and Principal of the university on their behalf. Graduates, you've joined a group of what we call unisans, or are rejoining unisans. This is an illustrious number of students who graduated from UNISA, whom are firmly stamping their authority within the labor market, but also who are creating jobs. Across the world, we have 22 alumni chapters that we have established beyond the borders of this country. Every UNISA graduate is remarkable, and many are to be found in senior levels of society across the world, for indeed to be successful in open distance and e-learning context requires self-disciplined character. It requires the character to which, on behalf of the Chancellor, Professor Lekala, earlier on this morning made reference about the need to ask yourself certain questions: where you're going, where you are. It requires commitment. It requires that you are alive to what's expected of you. Hence, this morning, it is my singular honor, accompanied by my colleagues on the stage, to afford you these congratulatory remarks. Now, you will know, graduates, possible if you don't know, now you know, that you are joining alumni such as the late President Mandela. We trained him. You're joining the current alumnus, who is the Reserve Bank governor. We trained him. You're joining the previous Minister of Finance, that is Trevor Manuel. We trained him. You're joining Sizwe Ngasana. This is the former Chief Executive Officer of First Rand Limited, and it was during his time that FNB took strides. Hence, it's one of the leading, if not the leading, bank we trained him. You're joining Jill Marcus, who has been the only woman who is the governor of Reserve Bank, we trained her. You're joining also Terence Nombebe, who is the Chief Executive Officer of the South African Institute of Chartered Accountants. Actually, he used to be an AG, we trained him. If I were to list the people that we've trained that you already know, you will be so surprised. Actually, we even trained, may his soul rest in peace, the president of Zimbabwe departed, Mugabe. We trained him. We, as UNISA, have our strides in doing all of this, but also we train not only those that would have been in castration, that is in prison, amongst whom will be also the previous Chief Justice Deputy, also Leseka Khanyaho, I've made mention of him, also Daya Pillay, the judge of the High Court. We've also trained not only those that were aligned to the governing party, but also we've trained those that are in the opposition, including Malema. We don't take actually responsibility for some of the things that he's saying, but we trained him. We've trained Musi Maimane, you probably would know him. We've trained a whole lot of Unisans. Therefore, the university looks up to you to go out there, continue to do what you're doing, where you've already started, to also come back, for those that are not red-gowned yet, to come back and do your doctoral studies, to come back and do your other postgraduate studies, etc. We look up to you to fly the UNISA flag very high. We look up to you to hold your head up high and to be ethical in everything that you're doing. We know we're very challenged with corruption and a whole lot number of what we know and read about in terms of behavioral patterns that are not up to scratch. But we are confident that the skills that we instilled in you, you shall take them up and actually work with them, because indeed you've been trained at UNISA. Graduates, therefore this morning, as you have reached the culmination of one of your destinations, there's still more that we expect from you. We're not done with the red gown. We expect books now from you to be published. We never get done with you. And we have a publishing house at UNISA, UNISA Press, that coincidentally reports to me. So we still expect papers from you. We expect you to come back and contribute towards the academic program and project of the university. So with everyone else that is a UNISEN, has been a UNISEN, we're not indeed done with you. You must be indeed feeling, wow, I've reached this path. But of course, you were not on your own when you did so. You were with a number of family members, supporters, funders that I see on my right-hand side, that I'm now requesting that graduates, you please be on your feet as you turn your entire body towards the audience. On your feet, please. These are the people that have made you. In my language, we say, umuntu, ungumuntu, ngabantu. It is because of them that you are where you are, and I want you to say thank you to them. Ladies and gentlemen, in the loud voice, please allow me to present to you, as we congratulate the class of 2022-2023, I present to them. Welcome to the club. You may be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, I now turn to the students, and we still call you students because we still expect you to come and do books with us. We still have a lot of work to do. With that said, it's because you've done a lot of work already. Congratulations again. You have done a lot of work which calls for a lot of discipline. If you studied at UNISA, the assignments you had to do, the chapters you had to hand in. At one point, you may have thought, really, is my life dependent on this and this? So this supervisor or supervisors, what else should I be talking about when I've already done this? But behind them were a whole lot number of other people, from the markers to the e-tutors to the administrators that are not as privileged as some of us who are on this stage this morning to congratulate you. They send their gratitude for having indeed walked the graduation stage and have made their work worth also successful. Not only has it been family who've done that, but also colleagues who are not at this graduation ceremony. I therefore am calling upon you to say thank you to my colleagues who are on the stage for all the great work that they've done. It's just a small number that we have them here. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, in further expressing gratitude, we have to express gratitude for, without the taxpayer who ensures that the state universities like ours stay sustained, we will not be here. I know that a number of you are taxpayers already. You contribute to that responsibility and expectation. And if anything, you are only 12% for those that are in this country who make up people who ever get to graduate at the university. And for that, this is very crucial and important. And we want to thank taxpayers that we have who are here. You actually make this university be what it is. We don't take that for granted at all. We are now moving towards the end of our ceremony. But before I do that, I want to appreciate colleagues who are not as privileged as I am, but who have been actively participating in a number of graduation ceremonies that we've had and those that we shall have till November. Now, by the way, I didn't tell you that at UNISA we graduate students from March till November. That's a marathon. Tell me one university that even dreams of doing that. That's how many, as I said earlier, the number of graduates that we produce. Now, these offices have made these graduations successful. That is the office of the registrar. Today, we have acting registrar on behalf of our main registrar, Mr. Kokong, whose work with the graduation office that they do to make this successful. The graduation office and the division and all the members, they make this ceremony and all others successful. The Department of Institutional Advancement, that is the corporate side of the colleagues, they make the graduations, whom you will have been communicating with as well, successful. The Department of Facility Management and Estates make this graduation successful. And a number of whom are actually women. Hence, you found this hall clean as it is, shining, because they actually got here at 5 a.m. to clean the hall just for you. We thank them. We thank the multimedia colleagues who have prepared the video that we're seeing, as well as those that are behind the scenes who've made this ceremony successful. And of course, as supervisors, without you, you wouldn't have made me look good, because these are my people, actually. The reason I get paid is because of you, actually. Thank you to the supervisors who are here. I'm requesting that as we leave the ceremony, the procession, please join the club at the end as we leave the procession, but please come back the red gown with your supervisors for the pictures. We'll have pictures taken in this room. I must also thank the organist who's made this ceremony, this successful. She's a woman, by the way. Go girl! Isabelle van Rensbeck. Isabella van Rensburg shall be, as we, just before I dissolve the congregation, we will be singing the national anthem. It's on page 16 of your programs. She shall be assisting us in ensuring that we do that in the manner that UNISA does it. You will be on your feet when you sing the national anthem, and please stay standing till dissolve the congregation, and doctors, please join the procession at the end, but to come back later. Thank you. Thank you for your resilience and for your support. Could you please be on your feet for the national anthem? By the virtue of the powers entrusted to me this morning as the Acting Vice-Chancellor, I now dissolve this congregation of the University of South Africa.